I don't know how this candle is going to close on this Bitcoin 6-hour chart, but this is an extremely urgent candle in the story that we've been tracking on Bitcoin. We've been anticipating this move after the break through this lower trend line, a move to the upside to retest this. I want to go over the order of events that just occurred minutes ago, talk about the move on Bitcoin. Looks kind of inconsequential. It's a 6-hour chart. These types of things happen all the time. But I want to talk about how this kind of relates to the zoomed out. So let's do this. If you enjoy these shorter update videos, please hit that like button, subscribe for me, and let's jump into it. I want to start here. This is kind of what just transpired. Powell was giving a speech, was talking, interviewed, and Fed Chair Jerome Powell says he expects 2023 to be a year of significant decline in inflation. This right off the bat, when this kind of broke not long ago, this was kind of perceived as bullish. And we saw something very important happen on S&P 500. It was this. On the daily chart, you see this daily candle. We were getting a move to the upside with the stock market. And you can just see this wick because it quickly faded. It quickly stalled. The reason why this is important, we saw the US dollar currency index seeing resistance at this key area. For context to this, and then we're going to look at how this relates to Bitcoin, the urgency of it. Check this video clip from last night. As Bitcoin is trying to make a move back up to this pattern and this lower trend line for a breakout to the upside, this could be the picture perfect scenario where it happens, meaning there's resistance here on this US dollar currency index chart, resistance, and then it's actually coming back down. So that story, that picture perfect bullish scenario, the US dollar currency index stalling right here started to happen minutes ago. And right now as I do this video, it's very indecisive. The market, I think, is trying to digest what Powell was saying because it was initially a little bit bullish, talking about 2023 to be a year of significant decline in inflation. And then he started talking about other things like continuing to raise interest rates, probably need to do further interest rate increases and hold rates at a restricted level. So kind of both sides, right? And I'm waiting to see how the markets digest this. You can see S&P 500 was just green, now starting to trickle down and fall. It's important on the Bitcoin charts because here's where we are. This is the weekly on Bitcoin. Remember, we have the 50-week moving average getting ready to make this cross below the 200-week moving average. Going to happen likely in around 5 days, 6 hours at the new weekly close and the new weekly open. And we're getting resistance just below that area. All the while on this daily chart, this is the key test, the 20-day moving average, this green line we've been tracking over the last 24 to 48 hours. You can see Bitcoin resistance on this current daily candle. We still have around 5.5 hours left of the current daily candle. This is a big thing I will be watching for the remainder of the day. I wanted to do an update video because it all plays into this bullish case for Bitcoin that we've been tracking, which is we get this rising wedge that we've been in. We get the breakout to the downside, and we've been tracking this data, which is to say pullbacks happen very, very often with these patterns. We're waiting for that pullback, and we were just on the verge of potentially getting it. I thought I was going to be doing a live stream kind of tracking a really bullish move for Bitcoin back into this apex, but the markets very quickly pivoted in terms of their sentiment. And right now, it's a very short-term move. There's a lot of, I think, back and forth and emotion. But right now, as we kind of go into the next few hours, into tonight, the new daily candle for Bitcoin, this chart likely to break one way or another, meaning this is a 6-hour chart. If bullish sentiment does kind of make its way out of this Powell speech and this news, then we might see this retest to the upside. But right now, you see on the short term, momentum to the downside, we might get another leg down for Bitcoin. And it's really important because we've been tracking this entire rising wedge with bullish continuation target of around 28,000 and a bearish retracement. And it's not very bearish. I mean, I think this is a bullish move, even if it happened right down to around 20 to 21,000. I say that's bullish because everybody, you know, we've been tracking this 50-day moving average crossing above the 200-day moving average and revisits to that area. Even if Bitcoin just plummeted, whether it plummets or trickles down or whatever, revisits to these moving averages in the midst of this macro turn from bear market to bull market, I don't think are bad. I really don't. I think they're healthy. I think they are bullish, and especially if we get that bullish signal, which is support in those areas. But the case for the downside continues to be there, staring at us in the face. We almost just saw the opportunity for Bitcoin to kind of make a move to that upside, and it's really all happening on this US dollar currency index chart. We got to continue to remain just diligent in watching this resistance area. You can see it's grappling with this 50-day moving average and this lower high Fibonacci retracement channel. It is there right now. So what happens here is going to translate what happens in the stock market and risk on assets and Bitcoin and all of that. And all the while, we continue to monitor the monthly chart, 21 days, 6 hours. Look at this wick of resistance at the 50-month moving average. So we're going to continue tracking this, tracking how all of these events, these headlines coming out, play into these Bitcoin charts. But I think we're just witnessing and watching the turn, the volatility amidst the turn of bear to bull. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I appreciate you. Again, if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe, hit the like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.